Good day, this is Carmen San Diego. We're putting together just a quick video for the Slack launch for all of our current packs who are unfamiliar with Slack and for sharing with all of our FNGs who come aboard so that we can get this Slack thing launched right away. So you may be asking why Slack. There's some write up here as to exactly why, but basically and bottom line, we want to make the FNGs feel welcome from day one. And our current water cooler situation through Twitter, the group chat has limitations on space, and it also kind of is fragmenting the region as everyone is sitting in their own little coolers and not having an overall communication and feeling as one big happy family. Slack is an awesome tool. It's got great integrations. We can do all kinds of really cool stuff with it. Lots of automation, lots of bots, a lot of fun things to do and have a good time chatting. But what Slack isn't is our forward face to Cherokee County and to the other regions of the F3 Nation. So I think that it's important to still maintain your F3 Twitter handle, interact still when you can, but when it's communication in regards to F3 Cherokee workouts and talking to your local PAX brothers, then Slack is the right course of action. So let's go through a general Slack overview of how our implementation of Slack will work. This is a brief overview of the Slack interface. I'm using the desktop version because it's easier to look at and to explain what's going on. The mobile version will be basically the same. You're not going to see the sidebar with the channels. You would be able to pull that up. I will try to do a video of the Android mobile app as well, just to kind of go through everything. When you come into the Slack channel, you're going to pull into the Mumble Chatter channel. This is just general communications, guys talking to each other and having a good time. Kind of looking at some of these other channels, the Backblast is pulling from the F3 Cherokee website. Anytime a Backblast is posted, a post will happen in this channel. You can click on the title to go to the full Backblast and read everything. It's going to open up a website. C4NN is going to be the same thing, but for the C4NN post. Comms channel is pulling the F3 Cherokee Twitter account, and you can see kind of what's going on with our Twitter account interacting with the other regions. If you click on this, it's going to load up the Twitter website for you. Again, Mumble Chatter is just the general communications, nothing specific. Second F is any kind of second F opportunities that you want to post or share for second F that you've attended. Third F is going to be the faith opportunities, prayer requests, any other general faith related things that you would like to share. Anything that begins with a BD, these are going to be the separate BD channels for the beatdowns. You're going to want to join any of the beatdowns that you regularly attend to know when you're going to need to bring gloves for carrying coupons or changes to location, anything else, just general communications about the various channels. My home beatdown is Crossroads, so I'm joined in that, and I regularly attend the Kodiak, so I'm also joined in on the Kodiak. The calendar channel is pulling directly from our Google Calendar, and so on every Sunday it's going to post the various events that are there for the week. And then the only other change that you'll see is anytime there's a calendar event changed or updated, it'll also post in here. This lets you know if somebody changes the calendar, you can plan accordingly. And again, clicking on these various things, this is going to open up Google Maps for you so you can get the address and directions. And clicking on the title is going to open up an iCal so you could actually deliver that directly to your own personal calendar. We have a couple specialty channels. I'm not going to go over those right now. And then we also do have a Slack helps and tips channel. This is just if anybody shares any tips or how-to videos for Slack, I'm throwing these in there just so they're findable at any later time. And then the welcome folder just welcomes new members. You'll get a direct message from the Slack queue bot that's going to look like this. It's going to have all the different beatdowns listed, and to join a beatdown, all you need to do is click on it and you'll jump into that specific channel. So let's say I'm a new member at the Lions Den. I'm going to get this message directly from the Slack queue, and so I'm going to click on the Lions Den, and it's going to pull me into the Lions Den, and then I can just click join channel. So now I've joined the Lions Den channel, and this now shows up in my list of channels. And if you needed to add another beatdown, you go back to the welcome email that you'll get from the Slack queue bot and select the next one. So that's kind of how you join channels. To leave a channel, there's a few different ways to do it. You can use this and leave the channel, or you can use a command. And I'll talk about commands at a later time, so we'll do leave channel for now. There are opportunities to have private channels. Anybody can create a channel. You can create a private channel or a public channel just by clicking the plus button. A public channel will be available and viewable to anyone. If you create a private channel, the only way that you can get members in is by adding them into that channel. This will show the direct messages that you either have. You just click on any specific name and it's going to open up something that looks like any of the other channels, but it's only communication between you and that one individual. And then this is just the apps. There's no activity that you should need to do here. So I'm going to use this video to talk about commands and notifications. Notifications we'll go over very quickly. It's just how to turn different notifications on or off if you're getting too many notifications, like on your cell phone or on your desktop if you're using that. As far as commands are what kind of make Slack a little bit unique versus everything else, and it's probably one of the more challenging topics to get used to. You don't have to use it, but I do want to touch base on it real quick just so that everybody kind of understands. So anytime you want to do a command, you can do it from any channel that you're in or even direct messages. And to start a command, all you do is a /. And it's going to give you a list of different commands that you can do. This gives you an opportunity to leave various channels. You can change your statuses. You can look at apps. You can make phone calls. Set yourself up as do not disturb. You can add people to the channel. You can direct message people. So if I do /message to someone, it would actually let me message them as a direct message in the channel, and that no one else would see it, only a direct message. So the reason why I bring this up, though, is because basically one of the most talked about requests is for GIF related post. So to post a GIF, there's a couple different options. One of those options is Giphy. So you would do /Giphy and then the search term. And so in this case, I'm going to do /Giphy test, and then you hit enter, and it's going to bring up a dialog so that I can see what the test is. But at this time, it's only visible to me, as you can see here. So if I hit send, it's going to post to this channel. If I hit shuffle, it's going to give me a different post that matches my search term of test. So I can shuffle through this until I find something that I want to post, and then if I hit send, it's going to post that. I can also hit cancel and it just won't send anything. So that's kind of how you use the Giphy. Another alternative solution that you can use is a Google keyboard or a keyboard on iOS called Flexi. So this is kind of an example of what it looks like. It gives you an opportunity to search for GIFs through a keyboard, and then you can post those GIFs directly as an image onto the channel. So those are your two options for posting GIFs. I don't want to spend a ton of time on that, but it seems to be a very important situation, so I want to make sure that everybody knows how to do it. There's other opportunities for the commands too. You can create a poll, and then you can also look up different things in our wiki. Polls, just do \poll, do a poll question. This is a question, and then you do the responses. Yes, no, and hit enter, and it's going to give you an opportunity to do a poll. And so everybody in the channel can review that poll. At this time, I'm just going to delete the poll though. All right, so for notifications, you can set your notification options per channel. You can also do it overall. This is going to be the same on desktop as it is on mobile, and if you set a notification setting on the desktop, it should also be setting the exact same rule on mobile. So let's look at the overall. So if I go here and go to preferences, I can go to the notifications and I can be notified about all new messages, direct messages, mentions, and keywords, which mentions is basically if somebody @signs you. So if someone @Carmen San Diego, I will be mentioned there. Keyword, you can set your own keywords. So if you want to be notified every time someone says the lion's den, you can be notified of that. You can also set times where you don't want to be disturbed at all. So what, 12:30 to 4 a.m. is what I have set. I'm typically up around 4:30 or so. You can also change the way that the sounds are. So that's the overall notifications. So then if you want to set a per channel notification, so for instance, if Mumble Chatter, there's just too many notifications going on in Mumble Chatter and you don't want to hear about it, you can click on the notification icon and you can snooze it. You can set a specific do not disturb schedule, or you can set, you can set settings for that specific channel. So you can mute the entire channel, you'll never get any notifications. You can change to just mentions or nothing for desktop and mobile independently. And so if you see, if I go in here, set this so that I don't want to get any notifications for that entire channel, then I can hit done. But that's not going to be the same as if I go into Crossroads and do the exact same thing. So now I'm getting all the messages for there. So overall, that's how you get the notification settings set up. And in fact, I do like to have all my notifications from Mumble Chatter, so I'm going to turn it back on. And so that's how notifications work. Okay, so this video is going to be a quick video on tips and best practices. Some of this is personal opinion, so I guess what I'm saying is this becomes my opinion of what I think some tips and best practices are, but maybe it's some things you didn't know. So basically, when you are in any kind of a chat, you can provide an emoticon reaction, which is basically saying, yes, I like it, I don't like it. We have a few different options. We have some custom ones like the F3 logo. You can create your own custom ones. I'm not going to cover that in this video, but this is how you would post just a general reaction. So if I liked this response, I could come in and add a reaction to this. Any other PAX that comes along that has interest in it can also click the same thing. So that's kind of how that works. Next thing that I want to talk about is threading. So right now, Mumble Chatter is just everybody's kind of talking to each other in one big stream. If you really like a specific topic and want to dive into that topic, you can do something called threading, which is basically clicking this button. And so now I'm in this chat and I can respond directly to Alcoa in this case to have a specific conversation. So I can say, wow, thanks. I'm just going to put a note in here so he knows. I can also post this in Mumble Chatter, which means it'll show up in the group chat. But if I send it like this, it's still going to show a reply, but it makes this overall channel a little bit more tidy, and then we can go back and forth and have a more in-depth conversation about this specific topic. It's hit or miss whether or not this gets used regularly, but that's how the threading works. And then basically at that point in time, what would happen is each one of the main subjects in here would be a topic, and then it cuts down on the clutter a little bit. So you can also share message if you want to share message to a specific person. Maybe somebody's not in the channel that you're in when you receive a message, you want them to know about it, or you can post to a channel just to store it for later. I've been sharing to the Slack helps tips anything that comes up that's relevant. You can star messages. This is only for your reference to be able to come back and find it later on. There's other actions too. Then you can star from up here as well. Anything is always searchable too. We've got the free Slack account, so we've got about 10,000 messages. So that should be at least a good year's worth of messages. But you should be able to go back at any point in time and do some kind of a search. So we could put, you can search by someone's name, you can search by a topic. So do this, and then you get basically different results where somebody said that term. You can filter by names, you can filter by channels, you can filter by dates, you can filter in and out apps and bots. So that's kind of how the searching works. Another nice thing is you can view all threads. So this is that threading that I was just talking about, and then you can also view just unread threads. So basically that threading will work in every single one of these. When you first join, you will have access to a set of direct default channels. Again, as soon as you start, you're going to have a bot called Janitor that's going to send you a direct message. And in that message, you will get a link that looks something like this. And you can click on any one of these channels to join the channel. But if for some reason you forget to or don't see that, you can always click on the channel's header, and this is going to give you a list of every single channel that we have that's publicly available, and you can click on any of these specific channels. You're seeing channels that are private that I'm a member of, but you won't see other people's private channels unless you've been added to those. So this is a quick way to add channels if you need new beatdown locations or anything like that. So want to show very quickly the direct message communication. So this is non-public communication. So if I wanted to have a private conversation with Westside, I can chat here. It looks just like a regular channel, but no one else can see it but Westside. Um, Another nice feature this has, you can actually have a phone call directly from here. There is video chat capability. I don't think we're going to turn that on at all. I think it also costs money. But you can do a phone call directly through the Slack chat with someone that's on your direct message list. So that's all for now. If you've got any questions, feel free to contact me or check out the Slack help tips channel. Thanks.